Hi, I'm Kasper Chongrodsky, and I will be talking to you about my work term at Medicine Hat College 2020. First off, let's get the elephant out of the room and just talk about COVID and how it really affected everybody's life. It just really changed the world that we live in. It's very sanitized, very solitary environment that we live in. And so we have to really adjust to the world and make sure that we follow protocols and keep future lives intact and not lose any more lives due to this tragedy. Uh, so now that that's out of the way, the aftermath of this really leaves an opportunity for computer age and advancements towards technology. And designers are in need, and there's always going to be a certain demand for a person who can make things look appealing, who can sell things, who can be somewhat social in this day and age, even though we are somehow limited to that kind of outlet of being social in person. Um, so, with that opportunity, I was given a mural concept to do through um, for my first project. I wanted to do more of like a pop art, and I was given the the ingredients of making a good mural because it was circulated around Alberta and like the beautiful parts that a person really likes in Alberta. And being grown up from really just born and bred fed Alberta, I don't really particularly like the dead grass, and so I kind of just went about and made. This is Lake Louise, Alberta, and that's my personal favorite place in Alberta, but that's just a personal perspective. And I got some feedback later, and it really opened my eyes that one person's perspective can be completely different from your own. And so with feedback, I changed the landscape to more of a local setting, and I really wanted to keep in an homage to native and Aboriginal lands and respect that, along with the landscape of the actual land and the colors that you find within the prairies. Uh, just really wanted to include everything that I personally can love about Medicine Hat, and it is pretty, and it is a very nice scenic place. Uh, so, um, yeah, so that was my own personal struggle, and I really need to open my eyes more to different perspectives and get more perspectives in because I can really become focused and over focused. And yeah, it doesn't turn out good because the bottom line is it's miscommunication, and miscommunication has been most mostly the major issue of working and also in my personal life and just throughout life is just miscommunication really is a big problem. And once you learn how to communicate properly, then you start getting other pictures and get proper knowledge of your client or your product. Yeah. So I was later assigned the Mewasson Center, and it just got me thinking because it was very wide open from the director. They just said, "Yeah, just go with it. Make whatever you can, send it in." So I just kept on thinking, what would represent the Cree kind of nation? And so I made a buffalo head, because both Cree and Blackfoot are tribes of around Medicine Hat. And so I thought maybe a buffalo head with some sweetgrass, because sweetgrass also is found within the prairies and was used throughout rituals and the Aboriginal smudging practices. There's also teepees, little teepees I used for fonts, different fonts, manipulated into an M, and then I used sweetgrass in an infinity symbol for more of a unity kind of feel. Um, there's also a headdress with the four different colors that represent different races in unity, along with a medicine hat because of Medicine Hat, Alberta. So I'm just gonna. Come on, why? It's not moving. Okay. So I just kept getting rejected with the ideas I had, and she just kept giving me more restrictions, such as the colors should be more of a previous logo, which I then edited and tried to make things look professional and unified and with the colors that were suggested, but even these ideas were rejected. And at a certain point, it's just miscommunication. And so I called them up and tried to clarify, but it turns out that they wanted me to do more of a revamp and not a logo. And so all those logo ideas and time was pretty wasted, and I was kind of upset, but you always have to maintain a professional feel and professional objectivity, because then you're just gonna get a really bad reputation with clients or within the city that you work. I don't know, word gets out. It's all about just maintaining a good face. And so I then realized I wasn't able to do the copyright that they wanted me to do, and it came to a very moral kind of standpoint. And at that point, I just kind of didn't want to do what they were asking at a certain point, because it was copyright infringement and they did not have the use of rights of using another person's design or logo within their own logo. And it just didn't sit right. And so, yeah, the customer's not always right. Um, always protect yourself and look out for yourself, because no one else is going to do it. And so that's just kind of the professional world. And so I kind of was fed up, but then I realized that from the perspective of my professor, she let me know that there was actually an identity out, and that I was too focused, and that through the perspective of other people, there was already a logo that they loved throughout Medicine Hat, and through their newly updated website, there was the colors scheme and the fonts that I needed to make a brochure and have a consistent kind of color scheme and feel for that. And so I found out what their logo was, and I attached it to this new brochure that is updated with their proper information and contact information. This is just the outside of the brochure. I double faced it, and I think it really goes with the blue and the white and the font, and just really working with what you would like to see in a brochure. And this is the information. I really wanted a modern feel but I also wanted in the background lots of images because people eat with their eyes and they consume with their eyes. And so just having visuals will really open up that brochure instead of being so claustrophobic. And so, yeah, this is the computer age, and this is my presentation of 2020 in the technology kind of world that we live in. This really good opportunity to connect through the internet and also design and create. And that is all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am Kasper Chonrogotsky. Thank you. Goodbye.